Hey guys, Joe Wanted coming in with another battle replay today. We have another field battle here. It is a 2v2. We have Seleucid and Macedon taking on Macedon and Nabatea. Let's get into some of the army comps here real quick. We will get into Titus Pulo first. He is commanding Nabatea. He has brought with him 3 units of the Desert Heavy Lancers, which are right here. Next to them is a unit of the Hellenic Desert Cataphracts, very tough, very heavy shock cavalry. He has also brought with him 7 units of Axe Warriors, 3 here on his left flank, 2 in his rear line, 2 more on his right flank here. His front line, he has brought with him 4 units of the Nabatean Heavy Archers. He's also got with him 2 units of the Desert Hoplites, 1 unit of the Caravan Guard, and his general right here is a Nabatean Noble Cavalry. Getting to his ally here, ally is being commanded by Celtic Slan. This is Macedon. Macedon is bringing with him 4 units of, 4 units of Thessalian cavalry. Yep, 4 units of Thessalian cavalry. He also has another unit of cavalry, yes, right there. Unit of the companion cavalry right here, very heavy shock cavalry. Getting into more of his forces here, he's got 2 units of Thurio Spears up on his front line, 1 unit of Militia Hoplites. Right behind them, he has brought with him 4 units of his Slingers. Pretty cool looking there. His general is a unit of Royal Peltasts, and right behind his general in his second line of infantry, he's got 5 units of Thorax Swordsmen. Getting on to the opposite side of the field here, we have Macedon, who's being commanded by Pepcin Just Addicted. He is bringing with him 4 units of the Armored Numidian Riders, one of those being his general. His front line here, he's actually got a bunch of Slinger. He's got 4 units of Slingers here, 2 units of Slingers intermingled with his ally Seleucid army. The rest of his army is composed of a bunch of the Desert Legionnaires. He's actually got 9 units of the Desert Legionnaires and 1 unit of Desert Cohort. And Seleucid on over here. Seleucid is being commanded by Fight Me. He has brought with him 1 unit of the Citizens Cavalry. He's also got a unit of Light Cavalry, a unit of Median Cavalry. His general is a unit of the Agema Cavalry. Thorax Swordsman in that back line. He's also brought 8 units of Thorax Swordsman, and he also has a bunch of ranged infantry as well. He's brought 6 units of the Syrian Heavy Archers. So with 8 units of ranged on this side, I'm wondering how Nabatea is going to be able to combat that. Nabatea does have a ton of heavy cavalry, though. Very heavy shock cavalry and super heavy shock cavalry on this side. Along, like I said, his general is only a heavy melee, but it is a general's unit, so it is a very tough unit. Let's see what we have here. We have the 2 units of the Tribal Slingers on this side for Macedon, coming to the front line of Seleucids now. Macedon is moving up all of the rest of his infantry lines to go in right behind the other 4 units of Slingers he has brought. Let's see what is going on. Seleucid is now moving his archers up to the front line. We have a little bit of a box formation here, at least on this end, which, I mean, makes sense. There is a lot of cavalry on this side, so he wants to make sure that all of his areas are covered. He's actually got his cavalry facing out backwards in the opposite. Actually, his entire rear line aside of his general is facing out, so he kind of has a full box situation going on there. Nabatea is not going to just sit by and just wait to see what's going to happen. He's going to throw out his entire front line here of Nabatean Axe Warriors, moving up his Desert Hoplites, one in the middle, one on the right, and one on his unit of Caravan Guard on the left side. And they are just going for it. Let's see how their archers are doing. Actually getting some really good kills here on the Syrian Heavy Archers. This unit has lost 1. This unit is down 19 already. Other couple units here do not seem like they have been damaged just yet. But Nabatea has got his lines up here. He is charging forward. Walking up now, we have a little bit of a charge coming on here. We have a return fire of Peal of Volleys coming from these Thorax Swordsmen. So on this side, we are definitely well underway on this side of the battlefield between Nabatea and Seleucid. The opposite side here, though, Macedon and Mesacely are kind of taking a little bit of a slower approach. Side of this one unit of the Thessalian cavalry here from Macedon is going to come out, probably going to attempt to get a nice charge in onto these Syrian archers, but I do see the general for Seleucid starting to make his way out. And as I had thought, the range game is starting to take control over here for Nabatea. He has already lost one unit of his archers. He's getting some good charges in here on the side, and his cavalry is coming straight around the side. Seleucid is not moving his cavalry just yet. Big charge here by a unit of the Desert Heavy Lancers into these Syrian Heavy Archers. So that is a unit that will already be gone. Though median cavalry is charging in. Other two units here, Desert Heavy Lancers and the Desert Cataphracts making their way around. Nice charge in there by this unit of Heavy Lancers into the Light Cavalry. Let's see what the Citizen Cavalry is going to do. They're going to come in with a flanking charge. Let's see what's going on with the rest of the battle. Actually, Mesacely is starting to move over a couple of units of his Desert Legionnaires onto this side. Unit of Thessalian Cavalry came in with a charge. Did a little bit of damage to the Agema General there, though, so that's not a bad thing. Let's see, they have lost 14. The Agema General has only lost 5. But as you can see, Seleucid is already being completely surrounded on this side. Not faring very well. His Thorax Swordsmen are not holding up very well against these Desert Hoplites and Caravan Guard. A lot of his ranged have been hit, depleted a little bit. Let's see, the Slinger units are actually been beaten up pretty good as well. Nabatean archers that are still around have moved forward. They're getting some more shots into this ranged units. I don't think Seleucid is really going to be able to contain all of this heavy cavalry on this side, heavy shot cavalry over here. Citizen cavalry has lost 20 already. Median cavalry is already down to 45 men left. Do you see the Agema General starting to make his way over here? Hopefully he's going to be able to give some aid to his men. His front line, though, over here is not looking very good. Thorax Swordsman is starting to look really thin, pretty much all the way down this entire line. This entire front line. Actually, we have a little bit of a breakthrough here. Thorax Swordsmen are able to get around this line here. They're going to come in with a rear charge. I do hear some cavalry rumbling around behind me. Some Thessalian cavalry moving around here for Macedon, though Seleucid is going to get a rear charge in onto these two units here. Unit of Desert Hoplites and a unit of Nabatean Axe Warriors here. So far, so good. Let's see, is there anything really going on this side? We do have some skirmishing going on back and forth. Slingers firing in. Do have slingers returning fire as well. Oh, here comes a big charge with some Thessalian cavalry. They're going to catch out all of these archers and slingers here. Going to get a hammer straight into this unit of heavy archers. Tribal slingers are starting to break. Do have another unit of the Desert Cataphracts now coming in on the opposite side. Pincer maneuver here. Starting to see a lot of the numbers dropping here for the Syrian heavy archers. The tribal slingers here from Mesacely have already broken. We did also have a charge here from some of the companion cavalry into some of the Thorax Swordsmen here as well. Seleucid is definitely suffering a lot of losses. We did see some of Nabatea flags starting to waver, but with this cavalry force here, all of these super heavy shock and very heavy shock cavalry, yeah, these Thorax Swordsmen are not going to be able to hold on for very long. Along with Macedon coming in with his very heavy shock cavalry as well. Actually, we're just in time to get a charge in here. Get a big charge in onto this unit of Thorax Swordsmen. Starting to see some of the Desert Hoplites for Nabatea starting to break. Another rear charge coming in. Some more Thorax Swordsmen getting into these Nabatean Axe Warriors as well. But we are just decimated on this side. Seleucid is just completely rocked over here because of all of this cavalry that Nabatea has brought. Final unit of Thorax Swordsmen here on this corner, getting into battle with some of the Caravan Guard. But another unit charge here from Heavy Lancers coming in. Let's see what's going on this side. Still more skirmisher fire going on. Actually, Macedon, one of his units of slingers, has fallen back. They are severely depleted. Unit here of the tribal slingers getting to the point of wavering. They will more than likely rout shortly as well. But there you go. Seleucid is pretty much all but gone. He's got 3 units of Thorax Swordsmen on the front line, a unit of Syrian heavy archers trying to get a shot off onto some of these Desert Cataphracts, but that's not going to do very good. Desert Legionnaires over here probably trying to help these Thorax Swordsmen contain this unit of Companion Cavalry, but that's just not going to happen. 2 units of Tribal Slingers that initially had routed here, though, have returned to the battlefield, but I don't think they're going to be around for very long. Do we have any more going on this side? No, just still a whole lot of skirmishing going on that far side with Macecily and Macedon. And like I thought, yeah, these Tribal Slingers are trying to run away, but here comes a unit of Desert Heavy Lancers. We're actually going to stay with them and see if we can get eyes on a pretty big charge. Here they go, going in very quickly and just slamming right into this unit of Tribal Slingers. That unit will be gone with 14 left on the battlefield there. Sicily is moving this other unit here with 56 left in it, though. They're trying to get formed back up with their main line. But yeah, Seleucid is still fighting along here. Actually, we have a couple of units of Nabatean Axe Warriors. One of them has already shattered completely. The other one is in the middle of wavering. So actually, Seleucid is doing a little bit of fighting back, but I imagine with the cavalry forces that are still over here for Nabatea, with Macedon still over here as a helper, I do not think that these Thorax Swordsmen are going to last very much longer. Let's see, maybe Macedon. Yeah, Macedon's going to just come right around, get a big charge. Yeah, he's going to charge in onto the back of this unit of Thorax Swordsmen here. Big charge into the back of them. Desert Legionnaires down to 143 out of 160. See what is going on this side. Still no real movement forward by any of the infantry lines. It seems that the skirmish battle has ended. Tribal Slingers 52, 95, 42, and 112 left. Skirmishers on Macedon side 45, 47, and 47. So it does seem that Macecily has won the skirmish battle on that side of the field, at least up to this point. Another huge charge from the Companion Cavalry here from Macedon into some more Thorax Swordsmen. Very depleted unit of Thorax Swordsmen. And yes, Seleucid is gone. Side of these 3 units here, but they're still plugging away. They are in shield walls, so that will give them a little bit of a melee defense against some of these Axe Warriors here. But as long as the shield walls are facing in that direction, the cavalry will continue to just be able to slam right into the back of them and just continue ruining the day here for Seleucids. We have some more of the Companion Cavalry again coming in with another charge into some more of these Thorax Swordsmen. Some of the Desert Heavy Lancers started to make their way around. We're getting ready to have some infantry clashes here actually on the Macedon and Macecily side. Thorax Swordsmen coming into Desert Legionnaires. So let's just follow on down the line as the Pila volleys are being thrown. Infantry is just colliding along this entire line here. So we do have a unit of Desert Legionnaires that have found their way past the front line. So it seems that they have caught this unit of Thorax Swordsmen in the back. But here comes some more of the Thessalian Cavalry for Macedon. Going to crash right into the side of the Desert Legionnaires. A few more of the Desert Legionnaires with the Desert Cohort now making their way up. We did see a good Pila volley. Actually, a lot of Pilas now coming in. Some Slinger fire coming in as well. This unit of the Thessalian Cavalry is getting beat up pretty good. 47 out of 80, 45 out of 80 left. Do have a little bit of a skirmish, cavalry combat on this side. Armored Numidian Riders, 2 units taking on 1 unit of Thessalian Cavalry. Slingers still back here for Macedon. Let's see what's going back on this side here. Seleucid's now down to 1 final unit on this side. We do also have a still unit of Desert Legionnaires on this side giving them a hand. Though I see that the Armored Numidian Rider Macecily General has been charged into. Did see some Macedonian Thessalian Cavalry get a charge in onto these Desert Legionnaires as well. Some more Slinger fire coming from these last few units from the range that Macecily had brought with him, getting some shots in onto this Thessalian Cavalry unit as well. On this side it does see... okay, so Macecily is pulling his 2 units of Armored Riders back. Do have a decent push actually, 4 units on this side. Desert Cohort, 3 units of Legionnaires on this side. So Macedon will start having to worry about his right flank here. These 2 units of cavalry as well. Let's get into some of the fighting. I'll just kind of strong on down the line here. We have a unit, another unit of the Macedonian Thorax Swordsmen coming crashing into the front line here, taking on some Desert Legionnaires. You see a whole bunch of cavalry still making their way all over the place, running down slingers everywhere. This unit of the riders is probably going to be very quickly outnumbered, as we do have the Nabatean general. Actually, no. Oh, this unit of Thorax Swordsmen and the unit of Desert Legionnaires that was on that side were left. We're left there. Makes sense. Come over here and start hitting the harder units, the more full units, and leave those two depleted units over there. Just continuously, Nabatea continuously getting rear charges in onto the backs of these Desert Legionnaires. Does seem that Masacely, like I said, is starting to win on his left flank. Have some more cavalry engagement going on here. Thurio Spears taking on a unit of Desert Legionnaires and 2 units of the armored Numidian Riders here. Slingers back here from Macedon, still getting their last couple of shots off, but I don't think, yeah, here comes a big charge by some of the heavy riders into this unit of slingers. That unit is going to rout, yeah, there they go. Probably just going to pass right on through, finish this unit off, pass right on through, and come over and finish off this unit of slingers as well. Seleucid's actually finishing off a unit of the Nabatean heavy archers on this side. So that's a good sign, but not a lot of Masacely is still left. There is a ton, still a ton of cavalry here for Nabatea, and Macedon still has his 1 unit of cavalry, I believe. He only has 1 unit left, yes. He's got the 1 unit there of the Thessalian cavalry. All the rest he has is infantry. Actually, we have the Macedonian general up here in the front line, boasting on his troops, giving them morale buffs as needed. Hellenic cataphracts are running away. They are routing. They only have 7 left in that unit. This unit of Desert Heavy Lancers with 17 left, getting a nice little charge in onto this unit of Desert Legionnaires. We do have the Nabatean Noble Cavalry General here, getting into the combat with the same Legionnaire unit. So actually, it's whittling down actually pretty well. Nabatea only has his general and 2 units of cavalry left. So Masacely has done a massive number here on Macedon and Nabatea. So very well done here by the Masacelian player. Very good. We have the Nabatean Noble Cavalry General getting a charge in onto this unit of Desert Cohort, but they are very heavy melee. So I don't think they did a whole lot of damage to them. Numidian Riders here from Masacely, so he still does have a unit of cavalry. Oh, he's got 2 units of cavalry still. So it's not that big of an advantage. We have 2 units of the Numidian Riders still, and I think the Masacely General is gone. Yes, the Masacely General is gone, so the advantage is definitely in Nabatea's and Macedon's side. Yeah, 3 minutes left here in the battle replay. We have a bunch of flags wavering. Actually, some of them are Macedonian flags wavering as well. Another big charge in here by this unit of Numidian Riders into this unit of Thorax Swordsmen. Seriously depleted unit of Thorax Swordsmen. The general is still on the field for the moment, though. They just suffered a huge charge, down to 116 men, 115 men now. Some more of the Macedonian flag starting to waver. He's actually recomposed himself, this unit of Thorax Swords. Another unit of Thorax Swordsmen here getting a little bit of a charge in onto some of these Numidian Riders. Numidian Riders are now starting to waver. So the cavalry battle is actually back in favor of Macedon and Nabatea. Actually, Nabatea has down to his last unit here. He's got his general unit here being currently quickly followed by a unit of Legionnaires and a unit of Cohort. They have now turned. They're going to make their way back over here to the front line. Thurio Spears for Macedon, taking on a unit of Desert Legionnaires. We have another unit of Thorax Swordsmen making their way over, trying to give aid to these Thurio Spears. Desert Legionnaires have now been charged in the back, so their morale is going to drop pretty quickly. These 2 units are very tired, but they are trying their hardest with all of this armor on. They are trying their hardest to get over there. Did see the Nabatean General coming in. Is he going to try and come in for another charge onto these units? More of the Masacely flags are starting to waver. These 2 units of Legionnaires are starting to waver. Nabatean General heavy charge into this unit of the Desert Legionnaires and Cohort. They're going to come in with a big charge and then pull right back out. Thurio Spears and Thorax Swordsmen here going to get into combat now with these units. These final 2 units here, Desert Legionnaires, have now broken. So the Macedonian General, 2 other units of Thorax Swordsmen will be making their way over. Another big rear charge. Actually, Masacely is doing actually a pretty good job. He keeps turning his units back around to get a bit of a rear charge in onto the Nabatean General, who is actually down to 26 men left now in his unit. We do have a unit of the Cohort, Sorry, Desert Cohort now is starting to waver, but they've actually caught themselves. But here comes the Macedonian general. This is more than likely over. You have 40 seconds left in the battle replay. Another charge by the Nabatean general into these Desert Cohorts. And the final 2 units of Thorax Swordsmen probably going to just wheel around and come in with flanking charges just like that. Thorax Swordsmen coming in with a flanking charge onto these Desert Legionnaires. Royal Peltas general here. We do have a unit of the Thurio Spear starting to waver, but I'm pretty sure this battle is well over. So good job there to Macedon and Nabatea. Nabatea doing an absolutely fantastic job over here against Seleucid. Absolutely destroyed Seleucid. By the time this engagement over here was done, Seleucid had one very depleted unit of Thorax Swordsmen coming over to try and give Macecily some sort of aid. Macecily actually did a very, very, very good job against Macedon. So it was kind of one side. You know, there was even combat pretty much all the way down. And we're just going to take a look real quick. Again, another battlefield just absolutely littered with bodies all over the place. The crows will feast well this evening. It's getting into the army comps here for the final breakdown. Macedon here with Celtic Slan. Like I said, his general here, Royal Peltas, 196 kills. His cavalry doing absolutely great. 239, 206, 127. This one with 27 and 42. His slingers performing somewhat, 72, 19, 97, and 11. Militia hoplites with 4 kills. They are like a tier 1 unit though, so not really much to be expected out of them. Thorax Swordsman here, 190, 163, 135, 88, 44, and his Thurio Spears, 79 and 44. Get into Nabatea here with Titus Pulo, who's actually the guy that sent the video in. Dude, thank you very much for sending it in. I apologize. It took me a while to get to it, but hopefully I did your replay some justice. Nabatean Noble Cavalry General here, 158. Getting into the Cataphracts, 389 kills with them. 3 units of the Lancers, 238, 280, and 243. Fantastic killing with his cavalry. Absolutely fantastic. Getting into his Heavy Archers, 37, 48, 82, and 17. Not that big of a surprise as they were taking on the 6 units of Syrian Heavy Archers and 2 units of the Tribal Slingers there for Macecily. Caravan Guard, 74 kills. Desert Hoplites, 72 and 39. Getting into his Axe Warriors, 84, 115, 105, 93, 82, 39, and 30. So very well done there. 22, 25 kills for Titus Pulo. Celtic Slam was 17, 83. Getting into the Seleucid army here, who was commanded by Fight Me. His general with 33 kills, Light Cavalry with 2. Citizen Cavalry, 38. Median Cavalry, 47. His Archer Corps doing pretty okay, 53, 78, 39, 72, 51, and 39, but they were also pretty much run over by all of the heavy shock cavalry that Nabatea had brought. A couple of the charges coming in also by the Macedonian Thessalian cavalry, I believe. Getting into his Thorax Swordsman, 146, 194, 184, 139, 129, 141, 237, and 162. Solid kills there by his Thorax Swordsman. Absolutely fantastic kills there by the Thorax Swordsman. And finally getting into Macecily here. Pepijin just addicted. His general with 46 kills. Armored Numidian Riders, 136, 146, and 132. So it looks like everybody's cavalry, for the most part, did pretty well. Getting into the Tribal Slingers here, 117, 57, 82, 78, 81, and 50. Desert Cohort with 143 kills, and then finally his rest of his army is Desert Legionnaires, 171, 139, 148, 217, 97, 87, 103, 80, and 229. He ended with 2339 kills. Fight Me here with 1784. So like I said, pretty even battle on both sides. One person from each side had over 2,000 kills. The other had just under 2,000 kills. So fantastic battle. Again, Titus, thank you very much for sending it in. If you guys enjoyed this battle, please like and comment on the video. Feel free to continue to subscribe to the channel. We're closing in on 500 subscribers. Guys, thanks very much for the support. I will talk to you soon.